I really like it. You're a libertarian, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. What's a libertarian's view of this brouhaha about the Russians and President Trump and Comey? Give me your take.
The bottom line is that the media will do anything in their power to take Trump down. This is the height of hypocrisy. In the fall, the media was horrified that Comey was staying. Now they're horrified that he's going to be fired. I mean, does anyone in this country really take the media seriously anymore? They don't even try to hide their bias. They are flagrant and open about it. A lot of these outlets are basically at this point just arms of the Democratic Party. I mean, if you want to talk about the campaign, 91% of their coverage towards the Trump campaign was negative. 97% of media campaign donations went to Hillary Clinton, and I think it's gotten a lot worse since he got into office.
My problem is that the media is very, very strong. I mean, we all consume media. We all watch television. We all read newspapers, or we get it on our Facebook feed, whatever. They are defining and controlling the culture. And I really object to that. They're making us into collectivists.
You know what, though, Stuart? I think the American people, they're not stupid. They know exactly what's going on, and that's why only 32% of Americans trust the media today. And the more this bias continues, the less influence these outlets have. The New York Times, they're not changing anyone's mind. I mean, the only people who read that anymore are like latte-sipping liberals in the Upper East Side who are already deep in the Democratic Party. The New York Times, the Washington Post, a lot of these outlets have just basically become spin-offs of Mother Jones, and thankfully for us conservatives, we now have a more diverse pool of media outlets to choose from, like Fox, things online. I mean, there's all kinds of voices can be welcome at the table now.
You know, you're right on all counts, but you're wrong on one. It's the latte-sipping liberals of the Upper West Side, not the Upper East Side.
Well, I live on the Upper East Side. There are a lot of them up there, too.
I'll take your word for it. I live in New Jersey. Kristin, thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And boy, is he a darling of the left, Noam Chomsky. He's attacking the Republican Party. Here's the headline. This is from the Washington Times, quoting Chomsky. Republican Party, the most dangerous organization in human history. There's an overstatement, perhaps. Kristin Tate is still with us. Republicans, Noam Chomsky, this is a guy I remember back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah. He says the Republicans are more dangerous than ISIS and North Korea. Your response?
Right, yeah. You know, liberals are really starting to go off the deep end when they're comparing Republicans to ISIS. Funny, I don't remember Republicans chopping the heads off of Christians and raping women, but, you know, they make these comparisons and they get away with it. The media really hasn't even reported on this story much.
If there was something similar said about President Obama at any point in his 8 years, I suspect the reaction would be completely different.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be done for.
Whoever said that would have their career ruined. They'd be called a racist.
Right, exactly. Oh, yeah. And you know why they're the most dangerous organization in the history of human history? Climate change.
That's his reason.
He's mad about climate change.
Climate change.
He says the Republicans are backwards on climate change. Remember, Obama equated this sort of to terrorism as well. So that's a theme, that the Republicans want to wipe out the planet because they're not serious about climate change.
That's Noam Chomsky.
Yes.
The guy who wrote all about language and how children learn language from a very leftist perspective. I remember this from back in the 60s, for heaven's sake.
Sure.
And now climate change, because the Republicans are not necessarily on board with all this legislation.
America's the only country in the world under the Republicans who deny it, and the U.S. is alone against the rest of the world, and that's why the GOP is so dangerous.
Republicans don't deny climate change. You know, Cheney says it's happening. So did John McCain. So this is a broad generalization that's problematic again.
I think a lot of Republicans have a problem with the way we're going to deal with climate change.
That's the issue.
Or the extent to which we are causing it.
Yes.
We don't know that.
Yes.
But, you know, I think these are the kind of comments when Democrats say this stuff, people roll their eyes and they start to lose their credibility at a certain point. I mean, this is just a ridiculous statement.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Kristin. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for being with us today. We do appreciate it. All right, Dems